Hi Emilie, welcome to Spain. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be back and in this beautiful space. I love it so much.
I want to say, because for people that don't know, you've been here before.
Yes.
And you're the first guest that came for part 2.
Woo.
And I can't say enough, it's going to be part 3 and part 4 and part 5.
Yeah. Oh, I hope so. I love it.
Yeah, it's just like, for me, like I know that from the last episode I was saying how much of a fan I am of your work even before I met you. And now seeing meeting you around the town and still staying in touch and you coming for part 2, it makes me so happy.
Me too. And now I'm your fan as well. So.
Oh, I love that.
Such a fan.
Yes. So for people that don't know you, I will let you introduce yourself. But if anyone wants, they can listen to the episode from August.
Yeah.
We recorded it on 8th of August just for people that are searching for it.
That feels like so long ago, but it also feels like so recently. Like I can't believe it's now April of the next year.
Yeah, honestly, for me, the last year just flew by since I started staying. I can't believe that it's soon gonna be a year how I'm doing it, and I'm like, in June it's gonna be a year.
You should do a big some celebration for a
year.
Some
celebration, yeah, of course, some giveaway or something, yeah, might happen.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. So yeah, introduce yourself. Tell us a bit what you do.
So my name's Emilie, and I run Ditsy Bits. Still by myself. That hasn't changed since last August. Even though I said I'd probably have an employee, I haven't got around to that yet. And I'm 23 now. I was 22 last time I was here, and I'm from Dublin, and I'm still based in the same studio on Pierce Street, thankfully. And I love it. It's my little home.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we were talking about you employing someone earlier.
Yeah.
And did you ever consider interns?
I have, and I've got a few people that have emailed me and stuff about internships, but I'm just worried that I wouldn't have enough for them to do. Not that I'm not so busy every day, but a lot of the stuff I do is kind of just a one-person job, and I don't want to take someone on and then they're like, okay, I'm literally doing nothing.
Alone, yeah.
So I think maybe summertime I'd like to take someone on. I plan to be busier then, and hopefully I feel like I'd need a bit of help because I want to work with someone, because it can get a bit lonely when you're alone, working for yourself.
Yes, and you're so young. I want to clarify that, like 23 years old, my goodness. And having your own business already and being successful at it as well, it must be just like a whole new journey. We were talking last time as well, you didn't expect this to happen.
No, it was never planned. Like I never planned to have a business. I always knew I wanted to work with something creative, but I never planned for this to happen, and I never thought it would ever go this far. Like I was even saying that last August, I was like, it's gone so far, like I don't know how to cope with the growth, and now it's grown even more, and I'm like, okay. And I'm so happy about it, but it's just crazy to me because I'm like, I never thought it would. It's like solely to do with the people that support me. I feel like that push it. If I didn't have all the lovely people that buy my things and like comment and message me, it would never have gone anywhere, I don't think.
Yeah, well, I was saying we were picking up coffee downstairs, and I was telling you, you sold your last collection, I think, in a record time. And if I didn't buy the same day as soon as you released it, I don't think I would be able to wear this t-shirt now.
And I'm so glad. It looks so nice on you.
Thank you. Yeah, because I was so surprised. Like, I went on your website, and at first I was kind of wondering, should I get the red or the black one, the t-shirt? And I was like, well, red is sold out, so I guess I'm getting black.
But it looks really nice on you. And I feel like you were saying you wear a lot of dark colours anyway, so it fits the vibe.
It fits the vibe. And I was saying as well to Kez, that was here on the podcast as well, because she has the red one.
Yeah, I know. She looks so cool in it. She posted a photo, and I was like, whoa.
Wow, that's so amazing.
I was like, I love this.
And she was like, oh, I'm getting the red one. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get the black one because I just bought like a cherry leather jacket. Oh. And I was like, with the black, it goes better than with the red.
Yeah, I love it.
I needed to think sustainable way. What can I wear it with in my wardrobe?
Exactly.
But this was kind of St. Patrick's collection.
Yes.
It was dedicated to Ireland, pretty much.
Yeah, that was the aim. And I wanted people to also know that, even though it was I dropped it on St. Patrick, 2 weeks before St. Patrick's Day because I wanted people to be able to wear it on St. Patrick's Day. But I also wanted the designs to be things that you could just wear anyway as an Irish person, or as someone that loves Ireland, or has any sort of Irish heritage, or as someone that isn't even Irish. I just didn't want it to be occasion wear, because I don't want to fall into the trap of you can only wear this at this time, because it's so unsustainable.
Yeah, there is so many tourists that come here, and then they just buy a bunch of these green T-shirts that are with the big, the coins and all of that.
I know, and like there was like loads of people were buying ones from Penny's kids section as well that said like Ireland on them, and I was like, you're never going to wear this again. And I actually, funnily, because I suppose my audience has kind of grown since we last spoke.
It did, because I know that when I interviewed you, you had like maybe 4,000 or 5,000 followers at the time. Well, on Instagram, I'm talking about Instagram. Yeah. And then now I went into your Instagram and I was like, wow, Emilie.
I know.
You grow.
I know. Sometimes I don't know where they come from. I'm so grateful they're there, but like I haven't really been posting that much on Instagram or TikTok in so long, and they're still coming in, and I'm like, thanks guys.
Thanks for support.
It's crazy though. I'm like, oh my God. But because I've like, obviously my audience has grown a bit and I've gotten more followers, I feel like I might need to reintroduce myself to the community I have there, because there were a few people that were kind of going, oh well, my t-shirt didn't arrive for Paddy's Day because it got caught up in like customs, let's say if they were in the UK, and then they wanted to return it. And I wanted with all my might to be like, you can still wear this at another time, like it's not just for one day. But obviously like if they want to return it, that's okay. But I want to kind of reintroduce myself and like explain the brand a bit more. This is probably good, I'll share this, and people will know but you know what I mean, so people don't just think like, oh, like I have to buy a t-shirt once and never wear it again. And
well, that's not the point of Ditsy Bits either.
No, not
that's
at all.
not why you started it.
No, not at all.
But yeah, people might love the designs and they are not interested in sustainability, which is absolutely fair because many people aren't.
Exactly.
And,
people don't know, they're not clued in enough on it, kind of, which isn't their fault. Like it's sometimes it's hard to get the information, or to, if you're used to not shopping sustainably, it's like you have to slowly get into it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I actually wanted to ask you, why did you want to do this? Like, why did you want the whole collection dedicated to Ireland? Is there a special meaning behind it? I know you're Irish, obviously, but at the same time, we were talking earlier, everybody's saying the Dublin is shit, but then we both love it.
But there's obviously a lot of problems with Ireland and with Dublin at the moment, and like the rent going up and there not being enough places for people to stay and all this, but it's also like, it still feels like home to people that grew up here and people that didn't. Do you know what I mean? Like I just love the sense of community, and I suppose the last collection I did that was kind of centered around that was, I was kind of just like, I'd taken a little bit of a break before I drew up the designs and stuff, and I was thinking about things that make Dublin feel like home. So like the pub, like, and I thought that was funny because I was like €4 pints, but obviously like the cost of living is not that. Like, you know, I just thought that was funny. And then me and my mum had been talking about stamps or something, because I can't remember, someone in my family used to collect stamps, and we were looking at them and I was like, that would be really cool for a t-shirt. So kind of all the ideas I had separately all had an Irish theme, so it kind of just ended up being that way. And then I thought it would be really good to bring it out around Paddy's Day, because like obviously that's such a
symbolic
and it's such a celebration as well, and I love
huge
Paddy's
celebration.
Day.
Yeah, I wore mine on St. Patrick's Day. I didn't do anything special because I usually am going away from the crowd when it's
town was mental. I wish I didn't go in. It was, it honestly was crazy.
My roommates were like, oh, we are going to town for the parade, and I was like, good luck. I don't want to be there.
Good luck, I won't be there though.
I was kind of happy that I stayed home, but the 2 days before when my t-shirt arrived, I was like, oh, I'm going out in town with my t-shirt.
And the photos. I was
like,
nice.
I'm doing a little photo shoot.
Yeah, I loved it so much. I was like, I need to post now. So nice.
And as you said, it's the item that you can rewear so much. Like I can't wait for summer to wear it even more. Like thankfully today is very warm, so I can wear it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just one of those things. And I know I spoke with Taylor that I interviewed a long time ago now.
Yeah.
But she lives in Edinburgh now, and
all the outfit checks in Edinburgh.
I love it. And she does like a little vintage guides there as well. But
so good.
Yeah, she's officially kind of in UK. She's not home anymore.
Yeah.
And then when you released your collection, she was like, I can't believe she released this. I really, now when I'm away from home, I really want something to connect, you know? And it really brings that in you, like.
I know, and that's so lovely to hear, because there were a few people that like obviously have moved to like Australia or America or the UK, and I can tell, well, I can guess by their surname that they're originally Irish, and it's like, oh, that's so lovely that they're like taking something from home and like getting it sent over there, and hopefully that feels nice. It's so nice to see, It's just, it's magical. And I think what you said as well,
is that thing for everybody who grew up here, but also who just feel at home here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't have to grow up here to feel at home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whether you came from like Galway or Sligo or from a completely different country, there's still such a sense of home and community, I suppose. Maybe not for everyone. I'm sure for some people they don't like it, but for the most part, anyone I've spoken to.
I spoke more with Irish people that don't like it than foreigners.
I know.
Foreigners actually really have a good time here.
Like it's because when you come in, like from an outside perspective, if you haven't lived here your whole life and you're coming from somewhere else, wherever it is, and you were like settling here for a bit, you can see it from a different perspective than Irish people can, because
definitely, like
it's new and it's like fresh, and you're also seeing it from an adult perspective, whereas when we're growing up as like kids and whatever, I don't know, I suppose
it's different because
people get sick of it.
I understand 100%, because when I was growing up in Serbia, I felt I would feel the same as some of my friends that feel here.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I know how Serbia is economically and politically and in any sense kind of lower standard than here. So for me, this was a step up, you know. And then when I hear my friends, I'm like, wait a second, there are worse places out there.
Yeah, exactly.
I know the trend is crazy. I know that the cost of living is absolutely crazy. Homelessness is like housing crisis. Everything is just disaster and devastating. But at the same time, it's like still okay.
Yeah, it's the people that does it for me. Like, do you know,
it's
like
the people and community.
Yeah, and the amount of like absolutely incredible people I've met through having Ditsy Bits it's crazy, because there's people I would never have met if I never did this. Like I wouldn't have met you. Like there would have been no reason for us to meet in the first place. And like people I've done photo shoots with and stuff, like I wouldn't have met otherwise. And like I'm doing a shoot this Saturday and there's 2 girls and I'm so excited to meet them. One I've met before, but like it's just like so nice to do that, because why else would I just meet up with strangers kind of thing? But it's lovely because everyone ends up being so nice, and it's just
it's so amazing. And I want to congratulate you because you were in Sunday Independent in the fashion edit.
Yes.
And that's a huge thing. I want to say that being in newspapers maybe nowadays doesn't sound like it's you know, like it's not as crazy as it used to be, but there's so many people that still read newspapers that kind of blew my mind.
No, me too. So many people messaged me and they were like, I think I told my friends from school, but I didn't tell anyone else in my life other than my parents, because I was kind of like, I didn't want to seem like I was like, guys, guess what, I'm going to be in the paper. So I just kind of kept on the down low. And one of my friends, Katie, her mom was reading the paper and was like, that's your friend Emilie, and she sent it to me, and I was like, that's crazy, like you just found that organically, like you didn't know it was there. So it amazed me as well. And like because it came out on St. Patrick's Day, and this lovely girl came up to me when I was out with my friends and she's like, I saw you in the newspaper, and she's like, I didn't even like know that you were going to be in it, and I didn't see it on Instagram until after. And I was like, that's so lovely that people read newspapers.
Yes, and the story was really beautiful. I really liked the well, it wasn't really an interview, it's kind of like a text about you and some bits of a question and answer type of thing. But
she did a great job. Like
we mentioned we're gonna give a shout out to Orla because she's amazing.
She is. So it was written so beautifully, and like she was so nice the entire time, and it was great. And I got to have the photos from my recent shoot in it as well, which Zoe, my cousin, did for me. So it was nice that we both had a little...
She's your cousin. I love her photos, by the way, because
so talented.
She didn't only do photos for you. She was doing it... I'm going to say maybe the wrong thing now, but was she doing for Girls' Room as well, or...?
I think she could have, She's done stuff for so many people, so many brands. She was wedding
photographer. The photos are brilliant and so cool. It's very...
she's so good.
Young and fresh and different perspective. I don't know how old is she, but...
She's... I believe, no, I don't want to get it wrong, 25 or 26, but she's still very young, but she's so talented, and that we worked together on that shoot, and then the photos got to be in the Independent as well, like alongside the text about me.
Exposure.
It felt so special though, because I was like,
connection and everything. It felt the same, because with Agite we were also in the same edit, and my boyfriend did the photos.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, and he works for Monica for, I think now, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And to reach that point, it's kind of like, oh wow,
it's
things
such
are
an
happening.
Achievement though, because like seeing it in like written form, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Things are like going really well, kind of thing. It like gives you a chance, I feel like, to kind of like reflect and think about where you are and what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, that brings me to now. What changed, Emily?
What changed?
Since August, what's new? I know you've grown so much, and I don't know if you're actually that busy. I don't know how it is like your workload, because I know you do these like collections that are limited, and I can imagine while you're making them, you're extremely busy. But then you allow yourself, I hope, to have a break.
Sometimes. I suppose, well, like with my workload, I feel like there's so many things that go on behind the scenes that you wouldn't know, like just even like so many emails back and forth with different companies and phone calls and like sorting out photo shoots and getting back to customers and stuff, that I find I never really have a day off. I really want to put aside a week to take a break, because that's something I find really hard, like taking a break and not going near Ditsy Bits, even though I probably need it, but I just love it too much to do that. But
that's a good and bad thing.
Good and bad thing, yes. I was like, I suppose what's changed since last August, I outsourced my printing. I think that happened in January. So
congrats,
between August and December, it just kept snowballing and getting bigger and bigger, which I'm so grateful for. But I actually could not physically keep up with the printing, because it was also because
you can't do it alone.
No, and not that I was printing like anywhere near what fast fashion does. Like it's still very small batches. Like I still keep it as small as I can, with allowing people that want to get it. But it was just so much trying to keep up with it and heat set it and get that all done. And then obviously there's like human error. Like I was messing up because I was so tired from all the printing that I found a lovely man in a family studio in Santry, and he does the printing for me now. So it's still so close to home, because there's a lot of companies that you can go to and you can get like them to drop ship. Basically you send them your design and they send it to the customer, but I still wanted to keep it close, and like I have a good kind of relationship with the guy that prints it now.
Amazing.
And it's like I go up to the studio and get them, and I still drop them up and stuff, so it's still because I didn't want it to feel like fast fashion where I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know who makes this, it's just my design, so I know who prints it and that kind of thing. So that changed, and honestly that was such a weight off my shoulders, because now I can actually focus more on everything else that I need to, and like engaging with customers and stuff.
It's important because I can imagine like it takes a long time to print one of them.
It does.
And not just like I can't imagine, like obviously even though it's a small batch, I don't think people realize how many times you need to do it yourself, and it's like just a disaster. Like
because like I was messing up so much just from the exhaustion of trying to get everything done, that I was like, okay, now this top can't go anywhere. Like I keep the mistake tops for myself, because I'm like, I don't want to throw them out.
Of course not.
Or I like give them to friends or something like that, but it just wasn't working the way I wanted it to, and I wanted to be able to grow, still keep it small, but be able to grow and keep up with the slightly bigger demand, so that it was also better for the customer and that they could get the t-shirts quicker kind of thing. So I'm very glad I outsourced it, and I'm glad that it's literally a 10-minute drive up the road from my house. Like it's so close.
Amazing,
it's
that's
so
the
close.
one benefit.
And it's so nice, and it's like a small amount of people that do it. It's not a huge factory, it's just a tiny warehouse kind of thing. So that changed, and I suppose I have a bigger audience now as well, which is mad. I feel like my brain is still catching up with the changes, if that makes sense. Like in my head, I'm just like, I'm so small, like no one really knows it. And then when I meet people, like I was in Soster and Green yesterday and I saw a girl wearing my t-shirt and I was like, oh my God. I didn't go up to her because I didn't want to be like, hi, I made that. And then like I'd just walk away. But like those kind of things, like it's just crazy to see the scale of it. Not that it's like the biggest thing in the world, but it feels so much bigger to me than it did like,
of course,
like this time last year. It was only really like kicking off. Do you know what I mean? Like it was only because that was when I did the first launch batch. So to see where it is now compared to then, I'm like, wow.
Well, Slauncha t-shirts were the ones that kind of made you famous, I want to say, under quotations. Made you famous, because I do know you from the beginning. Like, because I have the t-shirt with the 4 eyes and the little, I like a doodle. And it's one of my favorite designs that you ever did. And then the Slauncha
I loved it. It's one of my favorite as well, I think.
It's so different, and I really connected with it. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like nobody makes something like this, and I kind of, that's how I got attracted to the designs and everything. But then you released the Slauncha t-shirts, which really I think resonated with Irish heritage and like everything that it's happening in Ireland in general. Like we all know how important pints are here and the culture of...
I love the irony of it as well, because people are always like, oh, there's nothing to do in Dublin, and then when it gets sunny, everyone's out for pints. So I liked that.
I was saying with my boyfriend and some couple of friends, we went the other day when it was sunny, like we went to a pub and we were just sitting outside. It was still freezing, but we were like, we are drinking this cold pint.
But I love it. Like, it's so nice. Like, I know people come up and be like, oh, Irish people are alcoholics, but like, it's something social. Do you know what I mean? And
and honestly,
people love it, and people love wearing something with a pint on it, which I love. I'm like, this is great.
Well, I have a pub on my t-shirt.
That's one of my favorite ones I've done. Actually,
I love it so much.
It took me hours to draw because I recently got. Well, another change is now I digitally draw what I do.
Congrats as well on that. Like,
because I was doing it all pen on paper up until January. Because I'd make all my own screens, so it was easier to have it pen on paper, and then I'd put the screen on top and I'd transfer the image on, and then I'd do the screen filler and all that. But when I started getting your man Alan to print them for me, I needed them to be digital, so I invested in an iPad. So I'm using that, and honestly, it's so incredible. Like the detail you can get, like for example,
you can get some
like
crazy
the little
stuff.
Tiny harp on it.
Yes,
and like,
it's
do you know
incredible.
What I mean?
Yeah,
because you can zoom in. I actually wish I had it with me so I could show the camera. But like you can like zoom in and like do so much detail, and like there's just so many different features that I feel like will just up my design so much more.
Yeah,
and it's so I really, really enjoy that.
I love my iPad as well.
Oh.
I truly, I'm happy that I bought it, because I even bought it before I had my laptop. So I was like, okay, I'm investing into this and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm just going to have it for now. And then I started the podcast, and then whatever I wanted to design, any logos or anything, everything is from me. So I was like, this is so much nicer.
It's so cool. Are you an iPad kid as well?
I am.
I'm such an iPad kid. Like I'll go over and stay at my boyfriend's house like on a weekend
like
day. No, but like literally on a weekend, and he'll be there like, I don't know, like let's say we're watching a movie, and then I'll just be like whip out my iPad and I'm just like, like it's
like our evenings are usually, my boyfriend loves to play games sometimes, and then if he's on the computer or whatever, and then I'm sitting on the bed next to him and I'm on my iPad doing something, and I'm always getting these kind of ideas like, oh, how can I improve like photos of people that I'm posting, or what text I want to add, or what I wouldn't be drawing, but I love logos and stuff like that, so I would be like playing with that.
You can do so much on it, like honestly, like the amount of things you can do, and I'm still discovering, and I feel like then maybe my social media and my graphics game will be upped, but like so many things you can do. It's brilliant, and I have like the little keyboard with it, so I'm like, laptop.
Same.
Yeah, so good.
And because I write a lot, like I write like all the questions for people and everything. When I sit down and I write on that keyboard, I feel so important.
No, same. Like I'm sitting there in the studio typing, and I'm like, look at me go. And I'm like, it's just an iPad, Emily. It's not that big a deal. But I'm like, I love it.
It's also aesthetic, because Apple makes everything so aesthetically pleasing.
I know.
Crazy, like.
Yeah.
And then we invested into laptop as well, which now I'm still getting used to be honest. Like we have it for a while now, like since last August, I think, actually.
Okay, yeah.
But like editing on the laptop and on the iPad is very different, because you have different features.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, okay, I'm still iPad person.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like 100% an iPad person now. I never had one before, and I had a laptop before it, but it just absolutely like didn't work. It hadn't worked for 3 years. I could be clicking on random stuff, and I was like, I can't use this. So I was like, I'll take the jump, and I love it. I'm so glad.
Yeah, good that you did that.
Yeah.
I want to go back to this design actually,
do.
Because I really love it. But the stamps as well. You said already that somebody was collecting stamps in the family. But it's so cool, and it kind of reminds me of the time before. I don't know if that makes sense.
It was based on a 2002 stamp. I'll actually get up a photo. I'll show you.
Oh, please, yeah.
I like based it off it, but it's obviously not the exact same. But I just thought it was really nice. I don't know why 2002. It has no significance to me. I just thought it looked pretty.
Pretty cool.
2002 Irish stamp. Let me find it now. But sorry, one sec.
No worries. Yeah, take your time.
So it was based off this one.
Yes, that's.
They're not gonna be able to see
that.
But
I'll pull up the picture when I'm editing. Yeah.
But it was based off that, because it's such like a patriotic stamp or something. Do you know what I mean? Like the rest of them are like just like.
You made it romantic though. I wanted to tell you, made it really romantic, because the colors of pink and red, and then my t-shirt is black, but the pink and red one kind of when I saw it, it's not my colors, but when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, this is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not like
I liked the colours. It was actually supposed to be pink on red as well as the red on the pink, but then the printing didn't work out with the colour, but it was okay.
Yeah.
But I wanted to change the stamp around to like have something to do with love on it, something like that, because I never want to come across as like a super patriotic brand, because I know there's a lot, I don't want to talk about politics in this, but there's a lot of people in Dublin that are so, I don't even know what the word, like they're like just Irish people, we only like Irish people, and I don't want my brand to come across as that.
Don't worry, so, it will never come across as that.
But I wanted to have a little kind of like from Ireland with love kind of thing on it, because it's like it's for everyone, and like you're sending love to everyone, you're sending it to yourself, you're sending it to things. Not that when people buy t-shirts they think about the meaning, but I wanted to have a meaning behind it for myself that was like for like Ireland is for everyone, there's t-shirts for everyone.
I always say, like, for me, when you release the collection, for me it was like really resonated with me, because it's going to be 5 years how I'm here, and my crucial years, because I'm going to be 25 this year. So I moved here when I was 20, so I grew up so much in these 5 years that it was kind of like discovering myself, knowing who I am. Everything happened here in Ireland, and it's wherever I go after, it doesn't matter if I stay here or not, but anyway, it will still be that. I'll have these, and I want something to kind of carry with me, you know, in a way. And I do that through fashion most of the time, and it's so important to me. So when you release the collection, I was like, wow, it was nothing patriotic or anything like that. I most of the time I really don't know politics about Ireland in general. Me
either. I just never want to fall into the bracket of someone that's like too...
because people can be also very opinionated and mean at the same time.
Yeah, because I want to keep that out of Ditsy Bits. I'm like, it's just a design, I can have my meanings behind it, but I just want it to be wearable. But that's so lovely, 5 years. And they're like, between like 20 and 25, I feel like I really... That's when you grow, because before that, you're kind of like... in school, your life is laid out to you between 0 and 20, do you know what I mean? Like, or like it's laid out with what you're supposed to do, but like if you go to school, then you're kind of at the same level as your peers. But I feel like when you turn like 20 or 21, everyone's going in different directions.
You're like this kid adult that is lost in the world,
and you're like, where do I go? Like, this friend is doing this job, and now this friend's moving to Australia, but I'm still here, and it's all this kind of thing. So it's so nice that you went through that period in Ireland and with your boyfriend as well. And here as well with Monica. And also I always say, and I say that to him as well, it's the first country that we lived together, like that we found our apartment and we kind of started building our like whatever home. And it's Ireland is always going to be that for me, like the first time we started living together, everything first, you know, like in that adult life. So it's so important. That's so special.
It's so special, So I always say, okay, maybe I move out at some point or whatever. I don't know what life kind of carries. But at the same time, it's like I'm always going to have that chunk of life that I spent here.
And you don't need to know what's in the future. You just know that you have this time here. Well, you're still here.
Exactly.
Don't go anywhere.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
But you still have all the memories and like like growing up.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And and anyway, like I don't really feel connected with my country anymore, and I often speak about it. It makes me kind of sad as well, because I feel like, again, I meet a lot of Irish people that do love Ireland and they do connect with their home and they want to make it better and everything. And I never had that in a way, you know, with my home. I always just wanted to leave.
But that's okay, because everyone has a different experience of where they come from. Do you know? Just because maybe someone from back home absolutely loves it there and wants to stay there forever, it doesn't mean you have to. And home is also, I feel like, just a feeling. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, maybe I don't even feel at home in Ireland because of Ireland. It's just because the people around. Do you know what I mean? So,
Have you ever dealt with any type of hate with Ditsy Bits?
Luckily, nothing like too, what's the word, overt. Nothing too obvious, where someone would be commenting, being like, I hate this. But I have got a few emails that are just like, maybe I'm just a sensitive little girl. But
don't worry, I am as well. I'm very sensitive,
I'm very sensitive. But I don't think it is just me being sensitive, like just the wording of some of them, or like kind of people that speak to me as if I'm like a bot for a fast fashion company kind of thing. Like just the tone of the email, like being like, where's my t-shirt, it hasn't arrived, like it's been 2 days. And I'm like,
chill down.
Like those kind of things. Like I suppose that would be...
It's out of your control.
Yeah, but that would be the extent of it, which I'm so lucky for, because that's not in any way horrible. Like I get that. Sometimes when I order something, I'm like, where is it? I want to know where it is. But that's the extent of it, and I wouldn't even call it hate. I'd just be like...
People being people.
Be like, I'm sensitive. But other than that, no. Like, no one's ever, I suppose, like, been horrible to me or tried to bring me down, or like everyone that I've met along the way and customers that I have never even met that just have messaged me or even just ordered and we've had no communication, it's all uplifting. Like, all of it is like trying to bring me up, or just like coincidentally does bring me up, seeing all the orders and stuff. The only thing, there was someone that kind of copied my design, and I had tried to message them and then they blocked me, but that's the only thing that happened. And it wasn't like a direct copy, but it was just similar enough that I was like, oh, I feel uncomfortable. And I think about 75 people had messaged me about it, and I was like, okay, I should do something. But it didn't bother me that much, because I kind of just like don't want to let things get to me. I kind of just let it go over my head, because if I let every little thing get to me, I'm just going to feel awful. So I was kind of like, this happened, it's fine. Like, I still have my lovely customers, still have my customer base. I'll just let it go over my head, and it was grand. But other than that, everyone is so unbelievably nice. Like, it's such a nice community, and I'm so glad that I started Ditsy Bits, because all the people, like, as I said before, but there's just so many nice people out there, and so many opportunities as well, I found, like, and things I would never have done if I hadn't started it.
Yes, I actually, that's why I asked you, because I know for me, for example, with State, I was kind of so scared at the beginning, because I am very sensitive, and I do often of the time I like to think that I don't care about what people think, but at the same time, then somebody says something and you're like, okay, let me think about it. Yeah, so now when I started, I was just so overwhelmed with the niceness and how people are so just nice about
and so
everything.
Supportive. Like people want to support you as well. That's the thing I find in Ireland. Like, people are like so happy to support you, and like, yeah, it's great to see, because I'm not sure, maybe there is, I haven't ever sold from anywhere other than Ireland, and I've never lived anywhere else, but I feel like there might not be the same like sense of that anywhere else, like, because everywhere else feels so much bigger. Like, if I was to move to London, for example, which I don't think I'd do, but if I did, everything's so much larger scale, it's harder to have a sense of community like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was talking with Caleb in like 2 episodes ago or something like that, and he moved to London thinking that that's where it's going to happen for him, you know, like everything is going to start from there. But he was like, no, I need to go back home, because I hated it. And
it's
there
lonely.
Is no it's lonely, and there is no that support of London, especially. It's such a big city, and so many things are going on there. I think that it's hard to feel that sense of community and that support, because Dublin, it's still a place where a lot of things are happening, but it's smaller on like a scale, and as you said, you go out of your house, you know everyone.
Yeah, that's what I love. Like, I love that as well. Whenever I come into town, like, I'm just like walking from A to B, and I see people I know, and I get to stop and chat, and it's so lovely. Because I would never have been like that in the past. Like, usually I'd be so anxious seeing people, or like wouldn't want to go out of my comfort zone. But I feel like through Ditsy Bits, like, what would the word be? I was going to say self-worth, but like, that's so dramatic. Like, self-confidence has grown, because I've had to talk to other people, and I've had to like make phone calls, and I've had to do all these things that now I'm just like so used to it, that when I do see someone in the street, I can stop, which is such a tiny thing, but I definitely wasn't like that like 3 years ago. I'd be so much more like introverted and be like, oh, I don't want to talk to someone. I was
extremely, like, I loved all these things. Like, I always knew I love journalism, I love interviewing people, I love fashion and all of that. But I was so not brave enough to message people and kind of, hey, do you want to come to have an interview with me? And first of all, I rarely get a no from a person, which kind of surprised me as well.
Exactly,
And then even if they would say no, they would kind of give me a full-on explanation of why. They're like, oh, I'm shy, I don't think I'm ready for this format yet, or whatever, you know, and I absolutely respect that. And no one was like, oh no, I don't want to come, you know. So that's kind of another thing that kind of struck me as well, and that gave me confidence when you said, like, just meeting strangers and seeing that it's nothing scary behind
Exactly, because honestly, that's been like the biggest thing for me with Ditsy Bits. Like, just like, I've come out of my shell more, I feel, and I'm like able to, I know it's so dramatic, but like do the hard things that I would never have been able to do before, because I was such an anxious little child and teenager. Like, God bless me, when I think about it, I'm like, oh, poor her. But like, it's like helped me grow as well. Like, my brand has grown, but I've grown alongside it. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously still there's hard days and stuff, but like, that's just normal.
No, definitely. There are days that I need to record the podcast and I just don't feel like it. I'm like, I'm meeting this person that I don't know who they are. I don't know what type of energy they're going to be in as well. Like it's just so many factors that are bringing it to you as well. And you're like, okay. And sometimes I do cancel as well. I'm like, okay, listen, let's do it another day because I'm not on my best mood.
And that's okay though, because you can't be feeling 100% every day. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
yeah. Definitely. Go us.
Go us, yeah. Look at us, part 2.
Yeah.
But I wanted to also ask you, okay, now you finished this drop. Are you planning to get more of these? Can we expect more of our...
Yes. So, well, yes and no. So I'm doing a restock, which I have a photo shoot for on Saturday, which I'm so excited for. It was supposed to be outside in the sand dunes, but now I'm thinking of doing it like in a hotel room, kind of like cute girly vibes.
Ooh, I love that. Like a girl's night out.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Like getting ready and stuff.
Yeah, like we're still, it's literally in like 2 days and we're still figuring it out, but it's fine.
No, that's okay. Yeah. Once you're at the spot, you will know what to do anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But I have that shoot and it's for like a restock of the most popular designs that I've done so far, because I've gotten so many messages. So I'm planning on doing one restock of them. So it'll be like the slancha one. I'm sure people are sick of it, but anyway, we're going again.
I don't have one, so I might get one actually. I wanted to ask, are they coming back?
They are, because I get so many messages about it, and I don't ever want like people that have already gotten a t-shirt to be like, there we go again, when it's like slancha is back. But
no, there is more people that like, including me. I want slancha one because that's the one that I don't have. I missed it.
Okay,
and
so it'll be them anyway. And then I'm doing the cladded design I had, which says the gra on it. That's beautiful. And a few other little ones as well, but I'm doing them kind of in different colours than I had before. So we're just doing a shoot for that. And then I'd been chasing this certain baby tee, like a blank one that you get from a wholesaler that you get, and then you get it printed. So I've been searching for that exact fit for a year and a half. I found a brand that did it, but they only sold in the US in really small quantities, and I was like, I can't get it shipped from there. Like, it's too much air miles. The customs would be insane. But
it's expensive, no?
So expensive. But there's actually a place now that sells them to Ireland. So I'm bringing out a new collection. It'll probably be like the end of May, if not the start of June, because I want to take it slow. I don't want to rush it. I want to get it just right. But it'll be like
soon.
Yeah, which is still
now when
soon.
I'm thinking, it's
oh my god, it is, because it's like April.
Okay, no pressure.
No.
Take
but
your
like
time.
it'll be kind of around that time frame. And I'm gonna bring out new designs like that, maybe like that I haven't done before. They'll be completely new, but it'll be on a new fit as well. And I had to put a little poll on Instagram because I didn't want to just change everything drastically, and people are like, no, I don't want that. But I had a really good response, so hopefully that will work out. But I'm not working on it yet because I'm going to take a little bit of a break after I do the restock, because I feel like I just need to sleep for a week.
Yes.
Because I feel like I get so burnt out so quickly, because I feel like I have to do everything that's like offered to me, or every idea that I have, I need to act on it. And I think I just need to slow down and take it back a step, because people mightn't see that because maybe I'm not posting it on social media, but there's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you wouldn't even know, that I don't even know, because I'm like, oh, I forgot now I also have this kind of thing. So I'm gonna take a break.
It's super annoying, like, and I'm so like, I quit my 9 to 5 to kind of concentrate more on things that I love, but I never been working harder than now.
Oh my god, no, that's it. Like, people, like, it's like the joke of being like, oh, I didn't want to work 9 to 5, but now I work 24 hours a day. Like, that's it. Because even when you're not, I'm sure even if you went out for dinner, you're still thinking about maybe staying. Oh yeah,
constantly.
Whatever.
Constantly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I can't relax.
Always. Like, I dream about Ditsy Bits, like, when I'm asleep. Like, I can't get away from it. And I don't want to get away from it. I don't ever want to stop. But I feel like for my sanity and for the sake of the brand, I just need like a week where I'm just like purposefully not thinking about it, so that I don't get even more burnt out, kind of.
It's horrible sometimes, because I genuinely get angry with myself. I'm like, okay, Anya, relax. Like, there is nothing. And I now work with 2 brands, which I truly love. I enjoy working with both of them. But at the same time, it's like, while I'm working for them, I'm thinking about Stained, or when I'm working with Stained, I'm thinking about something else. And it's just like such a mixture of things,
and it tires you out so much. Like, I feel like people underestimate how much like how much energy your brain takes to like think about all these things. And if you never have like no thoughts. It's just like you're obviously going to be exhausted. And
I don't have a day off.
Yeah, it's like, it's actually crazy. Like, I could literally be out on a night out drinking with my friends, and I'm sitting there drinking my pint, and I'm like, oh, but what about this for Ditsy Bits? Oh shit, I have to do that as well. Like, do you know what I mean? There's never, which I like because it's something I'm so passionate about, but it is like, I feel like the main skill you need if you're self-employed or if you have a brand or if you do something creative is to switch off. Like, it's such a skill that I haven't mastered, and I can't do, but...
And I feel so, like, not embarrassed, but I feel sometimes like other people see it, and I would like to be like, okay, I'm present, I'm hanging out with you. Like, last Sunday I went with my best friend, we went to axe throwing.
Oh my God, how was that? Was that good?
It was awesome, it was so cool. I love it. I'll tell you later, it's awesome, And she was like, okay, I'm stressed, let's go, let's throw some axes. And I was like, yeah, let's do that. And we were there, and I needed to pop in on a call with a girl that is going to be on the podcast as well. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm just going to pop out for 30 minutes to have this call. So I went outside to have that call, and I felt like, automatically you are switching
back. You're switching back on. It's like, it is, I feel like it's a skill you have to work at, like, to just completely switch off. And like, my friends say that too, because they have like 9-to-5s or different jobs, and they find it hard to switch off. But I feel like as a self-employed person, because it's all on you, like, there's no one telling you what to do, there's no one like doing stuff for you, that like it's just like your brain is constantly spiraling. But
I know
we will acquire that skill, we'll work on it.
Hopefully one day, I don't know when, but it's gonna
it's like a lifelong skill.
But I don't know if you have this as well. Sometimes I have imposter syndrome, so 100%.
Oh my God, yes.
Because I feel like I'm not working enough, or I'm not doing enough.
No, like, completely. Like, I still am like, I don't know, like, I was speaking to someone, I can't remember who it was, I don't know, but they were like, you must be so proud of yourself. And I was like, yeah, but no, because I can't actually... No. Sorry, I just touched the microphone. Hopefully that didn't affect anything. But
no.
I'm like, I am proud of myself, but I find it so hard to like just sit and be like, wow, I've accomplished things, because I never want to seem like self-obsessed, and it's just so difficult to... I don't know.
I think that's a lot to do with like being creative again, and just kind of having your own thing and doing your own thing, because as you said, I don't want to feel self-obsessed, but everything I do, it is mostly for stains. So I just genuinely, this is still a hobby for me, and I don't feel like, oh, I'm going to make money out of this, or this is going to be my main source of income or whatever. But still, it is the thing that I enjoy the most.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when you're not, when you're giving your 100% and when you're not. And then when you're not, you're like, but this is a thing I wanted to be perfect. And then it comes that imposter syndrome creeping in.
Exactly. And it's like, no matter how hard you work, or, well, for me anyway, no matter how hard I work or how many like hours or things I do in a day for Ditsy Bits, I'm always like, oh, but I could have done more. But then it's like, I feel like then you'll slip into a thing of being like, I'm only working, like, I'm not seeing friends, I'm not doing my hobbies. Like, I went through a period where I was like, I don't have any hobbies. I was like, this is my hobby. So then I had to go out and get hobbies.
Same. And we were talking about running earlier because your ankle
tries to get a hobby and fails miserably. But
that's one of the things that I kind of pick on now recently. And I always loved running. Like, I genuinely love running so much, and not because I'm super athletic or whatever. No, not because of that. It's because of my mental health.
Oh my God, it gives you such a boost. And like it's crazy to me, like, that exercise can make you feel good, because I feel like when I was younger, I did it as a punishment.
Same.
And
Same.
And I did it as like, oh, I have to do this because I need to stay in shape. Like, I'm like, sorry, I was a teenager, I hadn't even hit puberty yet. Like, I'm not out of shape, but like, it's crazy because I was kind of nervous to go back and exercise, because I was like, what if it gets me in a bad mindset? But I feel like my brain has never been feeling as good as when, like, I'm not like a crazy gym girl, but like the few times I go, or like I go on a run, it makes me feel so good about myself, and I'm like, this is so refreshing. I'm like, has my brain just fully developed, and now I can actually do normal things without feeling bad? But it's such a nice it's such a nice way to like get off your phone and get out of your head as well, because like if you're running or if you're exercising, like, the whole time I'm just thinking, oh my God, I'm in pain. Do you know what I mean? And
I'm not thinking about my work. I'm not thinking about anything.
I'm just thinking about how sweaty I am like the whole time. But
yeah, it was kind of. I wanted to say as well, like for me, the running was the best thing I could kind of decide, like for myself. But then again, now I'm like, oh, maybe I should lift weights. Maybe I should do this, because now you're expanding on that. Like, okay,
I've heard that like if you lift weights, it's a really good thing for your mindset, because you're not like going into the gym and being like, oh, I need to do cardio, I need to lose weight. You're just like being like, oh, I want to feel stronger, and then you end up eating more food and feeling good, and it's like more of a positive thing, I feel like. Maybe
it is definitely, because for me the whole my teenage years was all exercise to lose weight, as you said, or to feel like, oh, it's a punishment, reputation, but it is like that, oh, I need to do this to look good, you know, or to feel good or whatever. I know that, like, I told you earlier when we were picking the coffee as well, my mental health really resonates with my physical health as well. Because I get like allergies, and since I was working 9 to 5, I got horrible back pain.
Oh my God.
From my shoulder,
I feel
everything.
Like I remember you telling me,
Yeah, it was just disaster, and I've been dealing with that for like more than a year for sure, and it's just, I'm going to different doctors, I'm doing like a lot of different things, and nothing really works out. And there was this lady that told me, like, you need to just do yoga every day, and you need to go to gym. That's what she told me, and I was like,
that's so
and I was like, okay, I'll try, you know. And she was like, yeah, you're too much in your head, you're working too much on the laptop, you're doing a lot of things, you're stressing. And I have this thing, when I stress, I clench my shoulders like this.
Oh my God, I get that completely.
And she was like, it's all from that. Your neck is, she told me, it's like a stone because of that. And I was like, wow, okay.
It's because you're like so tense in your head that then you, like, your whole body tenses. I do the same thing with my jaw. And the muscle on my jaw is like so
strong.
So much muscle. Like, that's all muscle. Because whenever I do anything, my jaw is clenched. And then I'm like, oh my God, why do I have a banging headache? And I'm like, I just need to. But it's crazy, like, the way your brain is working, whether you're feeling good or bad, so affects your body. Like, you'll be like this, and or you'll get a rash, or you'll get like back pain and stuff. Like, it's mad. It shows how you need to like look after yourself, but that's so much easier said than done. Like, oh my God, I'm still like, learning to do that. Like,
same, you know, even though like now I'm going to the gym, as you said, I'm not crazy gym girl either, but it's just like a few times a week that I go. And I started, you know, those like bars that they do like a pull-ups. Or I can't do a pull-up.
Oh, me either. God,
but
I'm so
I
weak.
do hang from that bar. Just let my body just hang.
Yeah, I've heard that. And your back like realigns kind of thing. And you're like, all the tension goes. I need to try that. I'm too scared to go down into the big weights room in my gym. I just use the one upstairs where like there's the handheld ones. But I'll try.
I go with my boyfriend, because I'm also scared to go alone. Well, scared to go alone. I'm not scared, but it's just like, if I go, I know by myself, I know I'm just gonna run. I'm not gonna do anything else.
Exactly. I get you.
Because I feel like a small girl being all these guys lifting weights.
Like, I'm like, do I fit in? But then I'm like, actually, when I started going and not going to just classes and just going to do my own thing, I was like, no one cares. I was like, I do not care what anyone else here is doing. Why would anyone else care what I'm doing? And I was like, if I end up looking stupid, like, what, they'll think about it for like 2 seconds, and then they'll be like, forget about me.
Continue with their own thing.
Or I'll give them a laugh, like, if I look that drunk. You know, I'm like, at least I'm giving you some happiness. But I
also wanted to ask you, actually, the question popped up. You do have a boyfriend and you do have a social life. And
I do.
How do you incorporate everything together with your business as well? Because we were talking earlier, you do work, like, as we said, 24/7. So how it is for you to manage everything?
Difficult, but I find that I can't, like, even though I'll be working in my head 24/7, I find I can't physically work unless I have some sort of social outlet, because like I just get so lonely when I'm just by myself. So I suppose like I kind of take the weekends off now, and I'll usually see my boyfriend like 1 or 2 of those days, probably just one, and then because I'm so busy, probably just one, but like then that maintains that. And then all my friends are in 9 to 5s, or we're doing college, so they're kind of free on the weekends too. So I find that's kind of the only time I really socialise, unless I suppose like I like make an effort to do something in the evening, which I love because it kind of breaks up the week. But it is so difficult trying to like get everything done with Ditsy Bits and socialise, but like actually fully being present when I'm socialising, I find so difficult, because like my brain is just off like thinking about something else, and I have to like ground myself and be like, no, like there's nothing I can actually do about Ditsy Bits now while I'm with this person, and while I'm like trying to be present and enjoy myself. So I feel like it's a skill. Not that socializing is a skill, that comes pretty easily now, but like trying to actually be present and like compartmentalize, almost like be like, that's work, I'll think about that on Monday. So I try to take the weekends off as much as I can, like well, off, but like not actually go into the studio or not like do emails or reply to DMs, just so I can switch off.
It's hard though, because Instagram is so easy to reach out to.
I know, I check it like all, like I'd say I check Ditsy Bits' Instagram like every half hour, which is like obviously not good, but well, you have to if you have a business, but like it's so difficult then at the weekend to be like, no, they're not going to reply to that message because I just need to switch off, because then I can be better during the week kind of thing. But I feel like it's so hard having a balance between like work and social life, and then also putting time aside just for me, like just to be like, I need to do something for myself kind of thing.
I often find, because I spend so much time with people with the Stained and even with the two fashion brands that I work, like I feel like I meet so many people throughout the day that sometimes I just don't want to see anyone either.
I completely get that. Like you get so burnt out from all the socializing that you're like, oh my god, I just need to be in a dark room with no one else and I don't want to speak out loud. I so get that.
And I feel so bad sometimes because it's not my friend's fault that I feel like that,
and it's not to do with them.
Nothing to do with them either. Like, and sometimes I come home and I'm in a bad mood, like just genuinely in a bad mood, and my boyfriend is like, why are you in a bad mood? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just need to be here right now in peace. So much like stimulation coming at you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get so ask my boyfriend, I get overstimulated so easily. Same. Like, if I have been socializing all day and my top is on, feels wrong, I'm like agitated, and he's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. My top feels wrong.
Like, my top feels wrong, and I spoke for like 10 hours to people today, and like, so I feel like, like you need to take that time where you're literally alone by yourself. And then if you feel better and you want to go out and socialize, that's fine. But I feel like human beings need
recharge your batteries.
Literally.
I like how you said that, overstimulation.
Oh my god.
For me, it's the sound. Like I don't have problem with clothes, but the sounds. Oh my god. Like the other day, I was in a shop and I was. The music was going on in the shop, and then the alarm of the car went outside.
I'd literally be like,
and then the guy started making coffee because there is a coffee shop next to us, so you can hear him. And oh my god, I just went like crazy. I was like, stop now! Like I was like, I punched the wall.
I find it good do you have like over the ear headphones? Like, you know, the headphones that go over?
Yes, I do have them.
I have them, and usually, if you ever see me around town, I'm wearing them. I don't have music playing. It's just literally to block out the noise. Like, I know I sound so special right now, but like noises and like textures and stuff get to me so much. Like, I'm so jumpy almost or something. I don't know.
Oof, it's super hard, and like who lives in Dublin, they will know that Dublin is quite busy city. And I remember when my parents were here in October, they were like, why are you walking so fast? Where are you rushing? And I was like,
fast-paced,
it's a fast-paced city. Like, just let me walk.
I find myself like racing around. Like I could be like going for lunch at 1 o'clock and I'm in town at 12 and I'm like absolutely speed walking up, and I'm like, there's no need for this. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but it's just, I feel like Dublin moves so fast, so it's kind of like you almost feel like you have to keep up, and then but you have to remind yourself like, no, it's fine. Like,
even when I was walking here, I was walking so fast, and my shoe got unlaced, and because they're short, my foot started coming out, and I was like, okay, Anya, let's stop at these bands, let's close your laces. You're nobody's going anywhere. Like, everything is fine. It's like, wow, like it's crazy. And then as you said, like people are just moving fast, and the sounds and everything. You do need those headphones to kind of just move yourself.
Noise cancelling headphones, no music playing, just walking through town. But it has to be done honestly, because I feel like otherwise, I don't know. It's like if there's a lot going on in your life, you just the noises and the feelings on top of it is just
we sound like the like look at these girls, they need to check the psychiatrist.
No, like there's definitely something a little bit wrong with me, but you know what, I'm fine the way I am. Like
same.
I'll deal with my headphones.
My boyfriend always jokes, you know, you're on the spectrum somewhere. I was like, yeah, I know, it's fine, I'm okay with that.
I'm like, you know what, I am the way I am, and that's just okay. I accept myself being this way. Whatever people label people want to put on me, go for it, but this is me.
This is me. Well, Emilie, we're coming close to the end, but I do want to ask you, I'm not going to ask you all the 3 questions that I usually ask the guests, because you did answer them already, but
the answers could have changed. I actually don't know. I wonder
That's
if
why
they-
I wanted to ask you, like, maybe you can share with us your favorite place that you go to feel comfortable, or even if it's your home, it doesn't really matter, or even your favorite place in Dublin that you visit just to feel like at ease.
Okay.
Yeah, think about it. I know that I didn't give you like a
No, like so many places come. No, so many places come to
Oh,
mind.
okay.
But do you mean for work or for like personal?
for anything. Like it's whatever really rings the bell like to you right now.
I think two. So if I'm working, and I want to just feel comfortable and relaxed and not feel kind of anxious and just sit down and get a bit of work done on my iPad, I will go to Kyo's, just off James Street. You know that cafe?
Yes, I know.
Oh my god, I don't know why.
I've never been there though.
I feel so comfortable there. Like I will
Lovely.
get lunch. I'll like get myself lunch and a coffee by myself, put my headphones on and just start doing stuff on my
That's amazing.
iPad, and I feel
Yeah.
so comfortable there. I'm such like a, if I go somewhere once, I'm like, that's my spot. So I go there a lot. And then for personal life, I feel like I feel most comfortable in one of my best friend's cars. She's the only one of the girls that drives, and she will like drive us everywhere.
I love
Shout
this.
out to Jane. But
Hi Jane.
she's a teacher, and she was off for the last 2 weeks, and because I'm obviously working for myself,
Yeah.
she'd ask if anyone was free, or I'd ask if anyone was free, and both of us always were. So we're like, she was like driving us to the gym, or like we went to Dunn's one of the days, and I just
Yeah.
I feel like I'm at home when I'm in that car. I don't know
Yeah.
why. She's gonna be like,
So
what?
cute. Oh my
But
god.
there, or else like I suppose like at my house or my boyfriend's house as well would be
Yeah.
where I feel most comfortable.
Yeah, I love that because the car, when
The
you
car,
mentioned,
yeah.
I do feel very comfortable in cars as well. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily, okay, of course it matters whose car it is.
Yeah.
But I do feel very comfortable in cars because when I was a kid, like my dad would always drive us like around, and we kind of lived a bit outside of the city as well.
Okay, so you're like driving in. a lot.
Yeah. So it's one of my favorite memories as a child as well. That car and us driving and talking and this type of stuff. So
and all the songs playing and
yes,
stuff.
always the songs playing
Yeah.
and this type of thing. So it's definitely one of the things that I enjoy as well.
Mhm.
I do get motion sickness though, so
No.
I do need my pills
Yeah,
before I get into the car.
quells, is it? That you
Yeah.
say? Yeah. God bless.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so annoying though. Like,
Yeah.
every time, sometimes I forget, and I just get into the car and then I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, because it makes you real drowsy or something.
Oh
doesn't
my
it?
god, I can
Yeah.
throw up as well.
And your mouth gets all dry from the
Yeah.
pills as well. I think.
Yeah,
My
I
sister
feel like I'm
takes
gonna faint.
Oh no!
Like it's horrible. It's disaster.
Have you ever got those the motion sickness goggles?
No.
They have like a little bit of water in them, and they like sit like that. So when you move, the water stays at the same level as your eyes. So it kind of tricks your brain. I don't know if they work, but like tricks your brain into thinking that you're not moving.
Oh my god, this is discovery for me. I would love to
Yeah,
try that.
I don't have them myself, but I saw one of my friends' boyfriends get motion sickness as well. I hope
And
he's
he
not
wears them.
He wore them once, and I saw a photo, and I was like, that is so funny.
Oh my god, I will need to try that. We have a projector in the house as well, and
Yeah.
if we are playing a game or whatever, if it's a weird scene in a movie and at different angles and stuff, I start automatically getting sick.
Really?
Yeah, it's the frame rate from the laptop to the projector.
Because it's moving. Yeah, I get you
It's,
so much.
yeah, it's such a disaster. I hate it so much.
But it's
like,
so real though. It's actually horrible, the feeling of
Yeah.
motion sickness. Like it's actually
super
yeah.
annoying. Like, but yeah, and yeah, I'm not gonna ask you about your community because I think we talked about that for a while there, and I do think that your community is growing.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I have a little, like I've started a little community almost.
Yeah.
Like, and I'd love to do events and stuff with Ditsy Bits to like further that sense of community, but it's just about where and the funding and how it's possible. But I have been trying to plan an event. I think I said that in the last podcast. I've been trying to plan an event for a while. I was trying to get a drink sponsor to like, because they kind of cover a lot of it, but I haven't managed to find one yet.
It's hard to find one.
It is really difficult, but I think if I can't find one, I will just take the plunge and organise it and fund it myself, because I'd love to have some sort of
business expense.
business expense. I'm like, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
I'll claim it back at some point. But yeah, I just want to be able to meet more of my customers and meet people and kind of have like some sort of social event occasion. I don't know what it would be, but with a bit of music maybe. One of my friends he sings and he knows a few other people. He's so talented. I don't know if he would sing himself. I had asked him, but even like if he knows anyone and just...
What's his name?
Raf, but he goes under Rilo. He's very good, but I would love to have like other people involved where there's like artists and like people singing or like something like that, you know, just so it's a group effort rather than just me, because like what, I have rail of clothing and I'm like, hi guys.
I'm standing here.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just me.
So yeah, it would be an event more for people to enjoy and kind of like a mini party or something
like
that.
Yeah, almost
really
something
nice.
like that. I think would be really nice.
Really lovely. That would be really cool. I will leave you with the last question of what can we expect this year from you?
I think I want to, well, first of all, I do want to have an event. I want, like as I was saying, I want to further that sense of community kind of and have something that people can come to and it's like interactive.
Yeah.
And then I will have a few more collections. And I'm hoping, and I've been trying for so long to try and get in touch with a sustainable manufacturer that is in Europe. Like somewhere in Europe. Sorry, it's a little fly.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Like you can't even tell there's a fly on camera. We'll be like, but I really, really want to either upskill and get better at my sewing and be able to actually create garments myself, or outsource it to somewhere a very, like I'd love a very, very small factory that's maybe like family run or something in Europe or even in Ireland that can make designs for me, like trousers or like other things that aren't t-shirts, but it's just so difficult to find somewhere that ticks all the boxes, that like uses the right fabrics, like uses natural
to fill
fabrics,
all the requirements,
and like treats their workers well, pays their workers fairly, but isn't extortionate for me to use, but is like, I don't want somewhere super cheap, because if you're not paying that much for something to be made, you know
that nobody's getting paid.
No one's getting paid. So I guess what you can expect is me trying, keeping trying to find somewhere like that. But yeah, just more of the same, but hopefully better.
Yeah, we are really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, and
Me
I can't
too.
wait for the restock to happen.
I can't
Thank
wait.
you, Emilie,
No
so much.
problem.